Welcome to Catholic Views. I'm your host, Renee Kranz. On today's show, we will have Father Andy Young back with us. He is going to be in to talk about his experience as a soldier and as a military chaplain in Afghanistan. He was among the first soldiers to arrive there and one of the last chaplains to leave before August 31st. So he has a great story, learned a lot, and he's real fun to talk to. So I hope you'll stick around for that. First, we have the always lovely and popular Dr. Chris Bergwald.
For some
Biblical Bites with Dr. B.
You're getting there. You're really.
It's not quite the same every time, but it's getting close.
It is. It is.
And of course, we have Mr. Bill Seeley.
Mr. Bill Seeley. Just a thumbs up.
Yep,
Nothing
just a
yet.
thumbs up for those on video.
So Renee, what's today? Do you know?
Well, today is Wednesday.
Oh yes, but as people are.
I think it will be the 25th.
Yep.
Sunday in ordinary time.
Year B, as we've been discussing. So we've been spending time with the Gospels for a while. We're not going to actually today for quite a while. Mark last couple weeks, John before that.
This is going to mess us both up then.
We're going to talk about something else. But before we do that, it occurred to me, I don't think if we have, it's been a long time since we talked about something that I want to mention just because we have a little bit more time today. Ordinary time from possibly prior conversations. Do you have a recollection or just your vast knowledge of the faith?
Vast knowledge.
Do you remember? No. Why do we call it ordinary time? Is it just humdrum? Is it the 25th Sunday in humdrum time? Bill, what do you got, Bill?
I've got nothing. I
like
know we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
You like should we rename it humdrum time for the Diocese of Sioux Falls? Yeah. No.
I do remember talking about this, but it clearly did not stick.
Do you know what ordinal means?
It's ordinal number is a specific kind of number, but
it's just
Bill, math?
Whole numbers. Yeah.
Whole numbers?
Yeah.
Okay.
So ordinary
So
time, to be an ordinal time, it's just the time that's not Advent, Christmas, Lent,
the in-between time?
Easter, Pentecost. So we have to name the other, so it's ordinal.
So it's
time.
literally
So it's
ordinal.
it's not ordinary in the sense of.
It's just regular time. How about that?
But even that, it's just a name for the other Sundays.
Okay.
And we number them.
Why don't we just call
1
them Sundays?
through 33.
Forget the ordinary time.
The 25th Sunday?
Yeah. Done.
You petition maybe do a change.org petition to Pope Francis.
There you go.
I'm sure
to
he'll
rename
get right on
ordinary
that.
time, just drop it and say the 25th Sunday. Because the second Sunday of Lent, of Advent.
That's true. You got me there.
So you come up for next week. I want to know what you want to call it instead of ordinary time.
I will not remember to do that.
So not the gospel today. We're going to go with the second reading, which is from.
No idea. Usually from.
None at all.
Huh?
I said none at all.
It's usually from the New Testament.
Yes, it is. Do you remember last week's second reading?
No. Bill has a furrowed look on his
Furrowed
face.
brow.
Yes.
Nope.
James.
Yep.
We're in James. So
Okay.
we're
I like
for
James.
several weeks in a row we've been hearing from one of the letters of St. James. So, ladies and gentlemen, who is James?
Not James.
What? Okay. What?
His name was not James, I don't think. Wasn't it someone else?
No, it is
okay,
James.
okay.
He says, he identifies himself, chapter 1, verse 1, as, so normally like Matthew, Mark, Luke, John do not identify themselves.
Right.
It's because of historical context tradition that they're ascribed to, and we have confidence that they were written by Matthew, Mark,
Right.
Luke, and John. Paul, Paul, am
Right.
writing. James identifies, I don't remember the specific form of the opening verses, but he identifies himself as the letter writer as James.
But that's not James the Apostle, right?
Well,
Or is it?
how many Jameses are there in the New Testament?
There's two. Well, there's two apostles.
Yes, there are.
So is it the other one?
The other one of the apostle. So this is like, I'm so confused right now. Listeners, hang on. We'll bring some clarity here.
Please help.
There are three Jameses in the New Testament.
Okay.
There's James, the older brother of John.
Right.
And so you got the two pairs of brothers who are apostles, Simon, Peter, and Andrew, and James and John.
Right.
So that James is often called James the Greater.
Right. And then there's James the Lesser.
Who's
Yes?
not one of the apostles.
Oh, okay.
Then there's James, the son of Alphaeus, who is also one of the apostles.
Okay.
So you got James, John's big brother, and James, son of Alphaeus. Okay. So James, the son of Zebedee, and James, the son of Alphaeus are the two apostles who are named James. By the way, then there's James, who is the brother of the Lord, a relative, a cousin of Jesus. Right. He's the one who's called James the Lesser by tradition. Okay. He is the one who we are fairly confident is the author. Oh. So there's three James, two of them are apostles, and a third one, and the third one.
He's a disciple. He's just not an apostle.
Right. So he was a relative of Jesus who saw the risen Lord. And tradition says that he, in addition to being the author of this letter, that he was the first bishop of Jerusalem.
Oh, okay.
So that's who this James is who wrote the letter. And also, FYI, why all this James? Because James is the Greek form of Jacob, whose name was also Israel in the Old Testament. So an important name.
All right.
That's who James is.
Awesome. Thanks for clearing that up, Dr.
You bet.
B.